The marketing puzzle. In a prior video, we talked about the price risk management tools and how they impacted price. As we talk about them, normally we talk about each one of these tools independently and how that they can be used to generate a certain degree of risk management. But in that previous video, we took the independent items, independent risk management tools, and put the puzzle together and talked about how each tool influenced price, the net price received, and how they interacted with each other. In this video, we want to talk about the calculations of using each one and go through calculations and examples of how they impact price. Now, the basic premise of the marketing puzzle and the foundation of it is the equation that price equals futures price plus the basis. Now, the futures price is simply the price of the underlying futures contract for, say, wheat or corn or soybeans, and the basis is assigned normally by the local elevator. Say the local elevator sets the basis for wheat at a minus 50 cents, and that's 50 cents less than the underlying wheat contract. Let's say that KC wheat contract price is $5. That means our posted elevator price is $4.50. If this is the foundation for the entire marketing system, because it is how cash price is determined. Now, if by the futures price goes up a dime, say from $5 to $5.10, that cash price is going to go from $4.50 to $4.60. Or if the futures price stays at $5 and the basis increases to a minus 40 cents from a minus 50, that means our cash price goes to $4.60. So the point here is that the cash price is going to react to any change in the futures price and or the basis. Now let's look at forward contracts. Forward contract price is determined almost exactly the same way the cash price is. It uses an underlying futures contract. It's normally going to be what we call a deferred contract. Say like we have wheat in the field in April and we want a forward contract for harvest delivery, then we're going to use the July futures contract to determine the forward contract price rather than the May contract, which would be used to determine the cash price. Let's say that that July contract is $5 and that the basis the elevator sets for the forward contract is a minus 50 cents. That means we can forward contract for $4.50. And just like with calculating the cash price, if the basis is lowered, say through negotiation to a minus 40 cents, a 10-cent increase, our cash price increases, or the forward contract price increases 10 cents. Or if the basis stays at a minus 50 and through procrastination or signing at a later date, the futures contract goes to 5.10, that forward contract price increases a dime to 4.60. Just like the cash price, the forward contract price is directly related to the underlying futures contract price and the basis set by the elevator. Let's talk about a hedge. That's selling the futures contract to establish price protection for later delivery. And again, let's say that we're in the April time period and that the July contract price is $5. And in this case, on the basis, it's not set by the elevator because we don't know what the basis is going to be at harvest or in June. So we, the person, the producer, the manager buying the contract, estimate or predict what that basis is going to be in June. And so let's just use a minus 50 cents. So our expected June net price is $4.50, calculated the same way as you would calculate the cash price. But this is an expected price. We've got the $5 locked in by selling the contract. However, the basis is still unknown. If the futures contract goes up to 5.10 and then we sell it then our expected price increases to a 10 cents to $4.60. Or if we change our mind and we say, well, the futures price is $5, but I think the basis is going to be a minus 40, then our expected price increases to 460. It's still an expected price, and it's maybe as likely as 450 because we don't know what that basis is going to be as when we get into the June time period. Let's just say that we placed that hedge in place. In April, we sold the KC July contract at $5. We estimated or projected the basis to be a minus 40 cents, and our expected price was $4.60. Now, we get into the June time period, that KC July contract price has declined to $4.50. So our cash price, we go back to our original equation, is $4.50 minus our basis. That's the actual basis of minus 40. So our cash price is $4.10. Now remember, our expected price is $4.60, but we're short the Kansas City July contract. We sold it for $5. We can buy it back for $4.50. We make 50 cents a bushel from that contract. And so when we add it to our $4.10, what we received for our wheat when we delivered it to the elevator, we net $4.60 are the projected price. And the projected price matched the actual net received because the basis was 40 cents, a minus 40 as we had projected. If the basis would have been a minus 50, say in June, then the cash price would have been $4 and our net price would have been $4.50. If the basis would have been a minus 30 in June, then our cash price would have been $4.20 and our net price received would have been $4.70. This is how the calculations is made. This is how I suggest you do it. You calculate what you receive for your wheat, and then you calculate your profit or loss from your futures contract and add the two, and that gives you what your net price received is. Let's go to a put option contract rather than the futures contract. Again, the KC July is $5. Our expected basis is a minus 40 cents. This is this is a projected basis. We can buy a $5 put. Now, on the puts, the buyer gets to select the strike price. In this case, we selected $5. It's in 10-cent increments. It could have been $4.60, $4.70, $4.80, $5.10, $5.20. Could have been anything in 10-cent increments, but we selected $5 at 40 cents. So our expected minimum price is $4.20. That's our $5 strike price minus a 40-cent expected basis minus a 40-cent premium gives $4.20. Now we don't know what the basis is going to be in June, so this is an expected minimum price, not an actual minimum price. So let's get into the June time period, and let's say that our July contract is declined from $5 to $4.50. That our basis did come in at a minus 40. That means our cash price is $4.10, and that's the price we'll sell our wheat for. Now, we bought a $5 put for 40 cents. However, in June, it's now worth 50 cents, so we sell it for 50. And so our net price is our $4.10 we receive for our wheat, minus 40 cents at our cost of the put, plus the 50 for selling it. We netted $4.20 for our put option. Now, if the July contract price had went to $5.50 rather than $4.50, then we would sell our wheat for $5.10 rather than $4.10. Our put option that we paid 40 cents for has no values, so we don't sell it. So our net price is our $5.10 minus our 40 cents gives $4.70. So what a put does is it puts an estimated floor on there of about $4.20, depending on how well we projected the basis. But if the market goes up, it gives us that opportunity to capture that higher price with the market because we can sell our wheat on the cash market at the higher price. Now let's look at a call option contract. Now, we use the calls with the forward contract. Say we're in the July contract's $5. The basis for a forward contract is a minus 40 cents. That means we can forward contract for $4.60. So we put in a forward contract and then we think, well, what if prices go up? Well, we can buy a call to protect against higher prices. So let's buy a $5 call. And again, we could buy different strike prices, but let's just keep it at $5 at 40 cents. Our minimum price is $4.20. It is $4.20 because the forward contract locks in both the futures price and the basis. So we're looking at a minimum price of $4.20. Now we get into July and that price has fallen to $4.50. The basis doesn't matter what it is in June because we forward contracted for $4.60, so we deliver our wheat for $4.60. Our call option, a $5 call, we can buy at $5 or $4.50, so it has no value. So our net price is $4.20, which is what we projected it to be if prices went down. But what happened if prices go up, say to $5.50? Well, we have our forward contract for $4.60. It still holds. We can sell our $5 call for 50 cents. So we're going to have our forward contract price of $4.60, our $40 premium for the buying the call. We sold it for 50. We netted $4.70 for this for our wheat because we had that call as prices went up, as the futures price went up, the call increased in value and added it to our forward contract price to protect us against higher prices. So what we've seen in the marketing puzzle is how to use and how to calculate the returns from each one of these price risk management tools. You can use the information in this video to calculate any combination of these tools, and you do that by keeping your calculations separate. You keep your cash price, calculate what you got for the wheat, either the forward contract or the cash price, and then you add to it the profit or loss from the futures contract, or the profit or loss from the option contract, or the profit or loss from the call contract. This is the marketing puzzle.